The end of pregnancy and labor is a natural process that culminates in the birth of a baby. It is an incredibly complex and fascinating series of events that typically last for several hours. Labor is divided into 3 stages: the first stage, the second stage, and the third stage. Each stage has its own characteristics and signifies different progressions in the birthing process. Now, if this is something you're interested in, please come closer and make sure you watch this video to the end so you do not miss any important point. Now, the first stage of labor is the longest and consists of 3 phases: early labor, active labor, and transition. Early labor begins with the onset of regular contractions, which gradually becomes more intense and closer together. The cervix starts to efface, that's thin out, and dilate or open up, preparing for the passage of the baby. During this stage, you may experience mild cramps, lower backache, a bloody show, and your water may break. Early labor lasts for several hours or even days. Kindly subscribe to this channel. Now, active labor starts. As labor progresses, contractions become stronger, longer, and more frequent. The cervix continues to dilate, typically from around 4 to 7 centimeters. You may feel increased pressure, intense contractions, and the need to focus on breathing techniques or pain management strategies. Active labor can last for several hours. Now, the transition stage. This is the final phase of the first stage of labor and is usually the most intense. Contractions are powerful, occurring closer together and lasting longer. The cervix dilates fully at 10 centimeters. During this phase, you may experience strong pressure, back pain, nausea, and a strong urge to push. Transition can be challenging both physically and emotionally, but it is a sign that the second stage of labor is approaching. Kindly like this video if you have not. Now, if at the second stage of labor, it begins when the cervix is fully dilated and ends with the birth of your baby. This stage involves actively pushing to help move the baby through the birth canal. During this stage, you will experience intense contractions, but the focus this time around shifts to pushing with each contractions. You may be coached on effective pushing techniques and positions that facilitate descent of the baby. As the baby's head moves through the birth canal, you will experience intense pressure and stretching sensations in the perineal area. It is common to feel a ring of fire as the baby's head crowns. In between contractions, there may be brief periods of rest, allowing you to recover and conserve energy. Once the head emerges, the rest of the body usually follows with the next contraction. At this point, the healthcare provider guides the baby's shoulders and body out, and the baby is placed on your chest. Now, the third stage of labor. The third stage of labor involves the delivery of the placenta, that's after birth, and the completion of the birthing process. After the baby is born, the uterus continues to contract. These contractions help detach the placenta from the uterine wall. You may feel mild cramping as the placenta is expelled, usually within 5 to 30 minutes after birth. Once the placenta is delivered, the healthcare provider examines it to ensure it is complete and checks for any remaining fragments. The healthcare team also assesses the mother for any tears or need for stitches. During this time, you can bond with your baby, begin breastfeeding if desired, and receive postpartum care. Now, this is so incredible. Anticipate my video on breastfeeding and postpartum care. It is important to note that the duration and progression of labor can vary among women, and there are variations or complications that may require medical attention.